Good morning. It's me, Birdie. Hey, YouTube. I know it's been forever, and there's nothing like breaking news that I have for you. I just wanted to say hi. It is like 5:45 in the morning though, so I am a bit sleepy. I know I haven't been making nearly as many videos as I used to here on YouTube, and that's I'm just tired. There's been so much going on. Um However, this is how the earrings are going. I'm making itty bitty ones because folks have been asking. So that's how that's going. Here's all the big ones. The last earring drop was wonderful. Everything went in one day. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting that. The beads are successfully keeping me from losing my mind, which is lovely. In other sillier news, how about that Bezos wedding? Anyone else seeing the photos? My Halloween themed wedding had more class than this. I literally the woman who married my husband and I was dressed up as a witch. I got married literally October 30th, so I just went ahead and took the opportunity to have a Halloween themed wedding, and I had a blast. Like half of my guests were in costume, which was so much cuter than whatever the mess was that happened in Italy yesterday. What was that? That was the cringiest wedding I've ever seen in my life. I do think that that's going to go down in history as the ugliest wedding. All that money and for what? And for what? For everyone to just laugh at them? Anyways, not a single person had taste at that wedding. The groom did not, the bride did not, and none of the attendees did either. I'm just saying, everyone who attended that wedding, all of you, get find better friends. Anyways, I also am getting clips of that Peter Thiel interview where he's talking about just the most unhinged things. And folks are finally kind of getting where I'm talking about, where like billionaires are just weird. Like they're weird. And there isn't really like, at least specifically with Peter Thiel types, reasoning with them isn't on the table. They're off talking about some weird tech bro interpretation of evangelical Christianity justifying further exploitation and acquisition of resources at the expense of everyone else around them. Like, everyone's shocked that he's like, yeah, I don't know that humanity should continue. Why are you shocked? That is very evident in his work and his choices. He does not care. He doesn't care. He's not going to care. Billionaires are weird. I'm a Virgo, okay? So there's a lot of folks who are like, so you think you're better than everyone? No, I don't think I'm better than anyone except billionaires. I do know for a fact that I am better than billionaires, and it's not because of any choice I've made. It's entirely through their choices that I am better than them, okay? Everyone's better than billionaires. Everyone. I can get more done in my bathrobe while holding a cup of coffee than a billionaire could with an entire team. I say that with my full chest. So, that being said, it's going to be a really interesting November election. We, as a populace, have never been more aware of manufacturing consent strategies. And we are responding different as a populace. Not all of us understand it to the full extent that everyone else does, but we don't need to, because just enough of the population is reacting differently to these attempts to manufacture consent for a war in the Middle East that nobody wants, the crackdown on protests against ICE. Nobody wants to see more of that. Trump's numbers are plummeting just across the board. His support is eroding. The people that do support him still don't have a whole lot of resources of their own. And we're getting down to crunch time here. Trump is doing increasingly more and more erratic things in order to pull attention from the last erratic thing that he did. You know, for all the accusations of political theater that I heard from Republicans not too long ago, suddenly they're real quiet with all of this going on. I'm just saying. Dramatic bunch you are. This has more drama than the backstage at the spring musical, okay? Coming from a former drama kid. Billionaires are weird. Politics is a shit show. And I'm making beaded earrings. I hope that you make an oil executive cry today. Amplify Indigenous voices. And come find me all the places. Yeah. This video is mostly just me rambling, but I am going to try and do more of that. Bully the rich.